Tepu, Assalamu alaikum, Namaste, Haroon Nefer, may Buddha bless you. This is Qesankh Peru with another exciting broadcast for you. And in this broadcast, I want to talk specifically about the real secret to magical manifestation. But before I do that, I want you to hit the like button on this video. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome. Hit the subscribe button to get notifications on when I go live and when I upload recorded videos. And now, if you are interested in knowing more about my spiritual teachings, I have free ebooks for you. You can download them today and start reading. No obligation. Just click on the links below, and it'll take you to a download page. If you want to follow that rabbit down the rabbit hole and get deeper into the matrix, you can become a Patreon supporter for those $1, $5, or $20 per month. It's up to you. You can cancel at any time, no obligation. And you'll get exclusive instructional videos on the esoteric, videos that will teach you how to meditate, how to summon ancestors, how to astral project, videos that will teach you proper breathing exercises, videos that will teach you how to telecommunicate, telekinesis. And also you'll learn oracles like the Medunate, the I-ching, and the tarot. So there's so much there, including self-hypnosis videos, so you can help yourself overcome any negative habits. So become a Patreon supporter today. Last but not least, share this video with family and friends so we can get the revolution started. Haroon Nefer, how is everyone out there? So I want to talk a little about this magical secret that really is profound. And I re-experienced it this week, in fact. And I always forget it, and my mates try to remind me about it. And it's like clockwork. I forget about it. And then when I implement it, I see wonders in my life. So I wanted to make this quick video to really pass on this simple technique that will change you and shift you to a parallel reality, one where it's in alignment with what you want and the things that you want. You know, see, we think it's just as easy as, saying, spirits to become a God man or God woman takes work because there are techniques that are involved. And I've tried to simplify those techniques. One book that you can get is a brilliant book by Vadim Zeland, the quantum physicist. This is the Transurfing in Your Pocket. I love this book. I refer to it every other day because in this book, it really teaches you, like, for example, it has these really nice sayings. Actually, it doesn't matter what you do. It only matters how you do it. If you amplify the frequency, the structure of the matter will change. Let me say that again. If you amplify the frequency, the structure of the matter will change. So he's teaching you metaphysics here. He's teaching you spirituality, occult magic on a very high level. This is coming from a scientist. All right, because we've already proved that this reality we see, does not exist apart from the observer. Understand that. What does that mean exactly? That means that the reality you experience is the reality of your manifestation as God man, God woman. You're creating this, whether you like it or not. And it's being created by your belief system. What are your strongest belief systems? And that will answer the question as to why you're experiencing the things that you're experiencing. Because there's a connection between you and reality. That's Ma'at. The principle of Ma'at talks about interdependence and interrelationship. You cannot exist apart from God. You cannot exist apart from reality. You are a multi-dimensional being. You exist in all dimensions at once, in the same space and time, which we call the singularity. So I need you to understand this. And you've been given a false doctrine, a false ideology by the ruling elite, which you have fallen victim to and believe. Therefore, you now manifest this sick world. And you play a part in this sick world, what we call the collective conscious agreement. Meaning we all come together with the same like belief system to create a sick world. But if we all came together with a very prosperous, positive, God-loving connection to the universe, we would create a different world where the Illuminati does not exist. But because you've been indoctrinated into hip-hop, rap, WAP culture, feminism, multiculturalism, diversity, all of this LGBTQ, all this stuff, Democrat, Republican, to keep you separated, keep you divided, and to fill your head with erroneous labels and definitions, you create a world of chaos. And then you wonder why your life is a wreck. And then when I come to individuals like yourself and I say, listen, I have this 6-figure PM program that if you get involved in it in only 6 weeks, you could be making 6 figures as a digital project manager, then people will be like, but that shows you're not dedicated. Then when I bring to you magical teachings that are so simple because I've gone through 20 years of priesthood study to come out with something that's very simple. See, when I started out in magic, we had things like ritualistic magic. You understand that it was very complicated. And I didn't like doing it because it involved buying a lot of stuff, setting up an altar, going and getting special herbs from Africa. And I said, there's got to be a simpler way around this. And I stumbled onto it. Some people were calling it the secret, the law of attraction and all that stuff. I called it reality transurfing from Vadim Zeland's book. But what I did was I put together something that was so simple that could help you manifest and change your world, and still to people was too complicated. I'm like, Jesus, what do you want? Because we're living in the microwave era. Everybody wants something quick and easy, but they don't want to actually do the real work. Let's get real. And the benefits far outweigh any time and effort you'll put into this. I've created this program that is so simple that it doesn't require a lot of time for you. I say, some people, I say, listen, you need 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes midday, and 30 minutes at night. And still people have a heart attack over that. I'm like, are you kidding? Do you know how much money can manifest for you just by doing that? You see, we're taught in business class and we're taught in the Western world of entrepreneurship and self-help that if you want to be an entrepreneur and make lots of money, which I have already, you have to focus on your business goals and get your DBA or incorporate LLC and all that. But never have they told you to search to find the right frequency mantra and to use that mantra on a daily basis to visualize you coming into wealth. And if you do it and you're dedicated to it, no matter that it takes a year or 2 years, you're going to see measurable results in your bank account. I'm not saying forsake doing the actual work of going incorporating, getting your staff together, putting a business proposal together. People don't realize I've made lots of money over the years in the film industry. I've made lots of money in business, lots of money. And I've spent lots of it because I didn't know how to control my spending. That's what my destiny is. Ma'at is expansive. I'm governed by the planet Jupiter. That Jupiter in energy is expansive. It wants to buy things. It wants to do many things. So I traveled. I bought things I didn't need. But the point of the matter was I was only able to do that once I started working with magic. And I simplified the formula so I wouldn't have to do elaborate rituals like Aleister Crowley. There are books, Hindu books, Indian books, that could teach you deep, dark secrets of magic, but they require so much work in terms of cleansing your body, in terms of repeating the mantra 1,000 times, in terms of getting the right herb. So I said, there's got to be a simpler way, and I figured it out. But when I pass it on to people, they act like it's an arduous task. And I'm going to give you a secret right now that is so simple that if you don't practice it, I'm done with you. I'm literally done with you because this is too simple. This is too simple and too effective. Before I get into that, please hit the like button. If you have not donated to the channel, please donate. Your donations would be appreciated. Excuse me. But you guys have got to want to change your life. You guys have got to want to change your life. And I don't understand what's so difficult about making that decision. What is the difficulty in saying, listen, I'm going to lead a magical life because this Western life that I've been leading has proven not to work. I just saw that Anthony Robbins is going to be doing more seminars. For what? All he does is just do motivation. There's no magic behind it. There's no occult magic. He can't really teach you how to be a millionaire. He can only bring people who are millionaires on so they can come to his lectures and sell you things. That's all he can do. But a real magician, a real priest or priestess will show you the underpinnings, the secrets of how the universe works. And when you start to understand the secrets of how the universe works, then you know how to manifest things on your own without having to go to these charlatans. You know what I mean? Without having to, this young woman told me that she ran into a Yoruba priest, and he said he can rid her of the negative energy. And I said, they're always going to tell you that so they can get your money. They're always going to say, oh, you have some negative energy, I can get rid of it for you. But what I teach you is to be God and to get rid of the negative energy yourself. That you don't need someone to teach you how to get rid of the negative energy so you can make money. I give you the mantra. I give you the technique to do it yourself. I don't even charge you anything for it. It's even on Patreon. If you want to do it on Patreon, go Patreon. We have 2 levels. We have the free level and we have the paying level. But everybody still don't get it. I made the decision years ago. I said, I'm no longer going to live a Western life. I'm no longer going to succumb to Western ideals. That doesn't mean go full African no, that doesn't mean that. That means that I backtracked and said, life is about magic. It's not about materialism. It's not about what I can see, hear, feel, and taste. It is about what is imperceptible. It is what we call the elusive obvious. It's in front of you, but yet it's elusive. It's magic. This is why Aleister Crowley, he got sick of the magicians on Las Vegas stage and Hollywood stage. So when he created Thelma, his magical practice, he rewrote magic and spelled it with a K because he wanted to separate it. You think Creflo Dollar, Frederick Casey Price, Joel Osteen walk around with a smile because they have magic? They walk around smile because you're giving them money. And they don't teach you how to manifest money. They don't know how to do it. They don't know how to rob you by asking you to tithe to them. I don't ask you to tithe to me. I give you the mantra. I give you the formula. I give you the oracle. I give you the power. I show you how to awaken the God, man, God, woman within you, and I don't ask for anything in return. But these charlatans go and they put these cash machines in their lobbies and they make you tithe at least 15 to 20% of your salary, and you're just stupid and you do it. And you always come to their church and they pretend like they have more deep knowledge than you in the Bible, and they don't. They're stupid. And then you have the Hoteppers, who are criminals, come along and read some Egyptian books by Wallace Budge, Ben Jamakin, John Henry Clark, regurgitate the information, and you're like, oh, that's deep. He's deep. Oh, that brother deep. Ooh. No, you're stupid. They're not deep. They only sound deep to the stupid. Meanwhile, they're involved in scams and pedophiles and just all kinds of debaucherous behavior. And you still follow them. You go to the channels, you watch their stuff, you give them money. And when I asking for a donation, no one knows. They can't give me a donation, but you're giving your young pharaohs and your brother polites all this money, and they scam you. And they scam you. You give Umar Johnson the money, they scam you. And then when you have legit people come out there, like your Ra'u Nafa Amens, who say, join the society, and we do a lot of rituals and meditations. We got to do work? Wait a minute, we got to do work? You mean this is not just intellectual masturbation? I don't know if I can actually sit down and do a meditation. Are you asking me to practice min eben anken ma'at? That is too much work. I'd rather just get intellectually jerked off by a young pharaoh. You're so caught up in symbolism. You're so caught up in symbolism. Because to you, that's progress. To you, that's intelligence. Because you have no intelligence. True spirituality. You want to see spirituality? Go visit the Tibetan monks in Tibet who've given up everything just to meditate and become closer to God. Go to the Hindu temples. Pray to Shakti. See them. They're deep into spirituality. They don't curse. They don't eat the wrong foods. They're meditating. They're loving. They're caring. They don't even kill a fly. Let me stress this again. In Buddhism, you don't kill flies or insects. But you all are so backwards. When you hear these hotepers and stuff, and they're cursing and they're beefing with each other, you think that's spiritual. You think that's okay. That's not okay, and it's not spiritual, especially for a female. I don't care who you think you are. If you're a woman and you come out and you start cursing, that is a violation of Set, Isis. And you think that's okay, that they can curse and beef at each other. You think it's okay that they don't follow the oracles, that none of them does oracle readings. You think it's okay that none of them have gone to a real priesthood training. You think it's okay that they all have criminal backgrounds and aliases. Let me spill the beans. They all come from a government program. They all are agents designed to destroy the Kemetic religion, designed to break up the Black community. That's where they come from. They all come from the same source. You see, the government doesn't like you. It wants to eradicate you from the face of the earth. And it needs to plant what we call as controlled opposition. So what is the best scheme, the best Machiavellian scheme, if you're a master chess player, is to control the opposition. I create a boogeyman, and I make you fear this boogeyman. I'll call the boogeyman the Taliban, Saddam Hussein, ISIS, and I make you fear that fictional enemy. And then that emotionally riles you up to where I can manipulate you. Behold the pale horse. So you have the hotepers who come from or created by the government. And the hotepers will say to you, the white man, the enemy, the white man this, the white man that. When they are the actual enemy, when they are paid off by the white man to disrupt the Black community, to bring in feminism, female hatred, Black male hatred, division, fan the flames of racism. This is what they're paid to do. They're all working together. And especially you notice that they all have picked the Kemetic religion as their vehicle to deliver their message. Because we know that in the Middle East, so-called Middle East, in Egypt, Africa, they don't want Black people to lay claim to the culture of the pyramids, to the Egyptians. So when you have a grassroots movement that was created by people like Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark, which recognizes the fact that we were the original Egyptians, we built the pyramids, that has to be stopped. So what do? You create these monsters, throw them into the Black community to vilify the Kemetic religion, which they've done, because now every time you say Hoteper, you think negatively. Hoteper is negatively, because the government has set that up to do that, so that you cannot lay claim to the legacy of the ancient Kemetic people, the ancient Egyptians who you are descendants of. So you have your brother Perlites, the young pharaohs. They come along and then they destroy the credibility of the Egyptian religion. They destroy the credibility of the Egyptian religion. And if you really do your research, you'll find that there's a connection between that and why most Hollywood directors, Black directors and Hollywood stars will never do a Black Egyptian movie. Oprah will not touch it. Tyler Perry will not touch it. Spike Lee will not touch it. Why? Because it is dangerous for Hollywood artists, Black artists, to associate themselves with Black Egypt. It is dangerous. This is why you have your controlled opposition, your grassroots movement, like Umar Johnsons and all of them that come along and destroy the credibility of the Kemetic religion. That's what they're there to do, to put others against each other by calling them coons, beta male coons, and dumb stuff like that. You're falling for it. I told you years ago when I started this channel that you have your black people, your white people, and then you have the puppet masters up at the top pulling the strings. And the common white people you see around you are just as programmed and brainwashed as you. They're not your enemy. Your enemy is Black Lives Matter, BLM, these fake controlled opposition organizations. BLM collected billions of dollars from the black community and gave it all to the LGBTQ community, and then set the LGBTQ community to fight the black community. This is the chess game they're playing. They create these organizations, feminism, BLM, liberals. They fund these organizations and then turn these organizations' attention to fighting black people. Why are we leaving? Why is Afghanistan falling? Why do the Taliban not like us? You know why the Taliban does not like us? Not because they hate us because of our freedoms and we're America, because the government, through government programs, funds organizations within these countries, the Middle East, third world countries. So what they'll do is they'll go to Afghanistan and they'll fund feminism and they'll fund women's programs, because what they want to do is to inject within them this sick, perverted sense of sexuality and what is male and what is female. So they'll say, yeah, men can have babies. Women are the prize. There should be more women in office. So we're going to give women preferential treatment according to civil rights, even though they're not qualified. Men are toxic. Then create gender studies programs that make it seem like men are oppressive and evil. So then the Taliban comes along and they say, no, that's not right. That's not true. That's against our culture. And they fight back, and then we call them terrorism, when the United States is the one that poured money into these programs. The first thing that Trump said when he was looking at the stimulus checks, he goes, why are there programs for feminism and gender studies in this program that we're giving all this money to these countries, especially the Middle East, so they can put more females in the colleges and gender studies program? Why are we paying for that? Because they're trying to change the ideology of the world to be against men. They're trying to emasculate men so they can take over the planet. They can take over the central banking systems. They can put puppet leaders in positions. Taliban is not just an evil, they're a terrorist group, of course, but you have to understand what's going on that's pushing them to do what they're doing. You don't come into a country and destabilize it by trying to change genders, by calling men rapists. Now, yes, the Taliban have done some horrible, horrible things and will do some horrible things. But the point of the matter is, I want you to understand the deviousness in what our country is doing and how they're operating the same way in the black communities. And even in the white communities, the same way. They're trying to vilify white men, trying to pit white men against white men. This is all a card game. It's all a card game. Wandering Sage is both. It's actually both of them together. It's both. So I want you to understand that you're dealing with a very sinister enemy, one who hides behind the veil, who is a puppet master, who is the hidden hand that you won't see. But you've got to be awake. You've got to have an eye of discernment to know what's going on in this world of yours. And to fight it, we don't need political reformation or revolution. You need to build up on your magical power, become more spiritual. The more the challenge you see out there, the more spiritual you need to become. That's what this is about. That's why you're here. You chose to come to this plane of existence because you can help transition the planet to a better world. That's your soul contract, the agreement you made. You didn't come here to have it easy. You're a warrior, you're a soldier, you're Haru, you're Horus. You understand? Lady Marie, we call that the singularity. All is one and one is all. The one comes as the all comes as the one. No separation. It's all individuality, and separation is an illusion. An illusion that you created to have a fourth dimensional experience. And you have to have that fourth dimensional experience. So you have to have individuality and separation, which is a Sebek thing. Now let's talk about this magical technique that's going to change your life that is so, so simple. So, so simple. So when I would do my meditations, if I was working on something like maybe I wanted to get some more money, another car, a house, or if I wanted to do something, I would work on that by visualizing it. I would find the right mantra by going to the oracle. I asked the oracle, what is the mantra I need to obtain more money? And the oracle would tell me what is the right ritual, time of day, planet. The oracle would tell me. So what I would do is I would do like what I call is the compression method. Let's talk about the compression method. Now, typically you can meditate, like say, for example, 30 minutes a day. And after maybe a month, 2 months, 6 months, what you want will manifest. But if you want quicker results, you can do things like sleep deprivation. Go without sleep for 48 hours. And when you're going without sleep for 48 hours and you're constantly meditating on a certain objective, it implants itself into your psyche, your subconscious mind, fairly quickly. This is how you have your cults, your military, your brainwashing institutions. This is how they brainwash people through sleep deprivation. They deprive you of sleep and then put ideas and information and images in your head. And when they do that, your spirit, which is a reality generating machine, will manifest it in this fourth dimension in a short amount of time. See, typically you don't do that. You just meditate 30 minutes a day, and after 6 months, it'll manifest. But if you were to go without sleep for 72 hours, and during that 72 hours, continually just meditate on the one objective, it'll psych you out. You'll start having illusions, you'll see things, but it's going to seep down into the subconscious mind, which is symbolized by the 48 hexagram in the I-ching. Okay? Now, that's what I do, the compression method, because I want immediate results. So I'll go without sleep sometimes for 4 or 5 days. And then while I'm doing that, I'm constantly meditating, I'm constantly visualizing, I'm constantly chanting the mantra of the thing I want. And then I'll just get back on meditating for 4 or 5 hours a day, but still going to sleep. So I'll toggle back and forth between either doing sleep deprivation or going hardcore by doing meditations 4 or 5 hours a day. That really makes an impression in your subconscious mind, or your spirit is what we call it. Your spirit is set, it's receptive at certain times. So your spirit has no choice but to accept the programming. And because you're a reality generating machine, you will create a 4D experience for this. All right, let's continue. The problem that many of us have had is that, and let me just drop back, you can also do a ritual. You can do a ritual for a day or two. And if it's a deep and intense ritual, it'll seep into your subconscious mind. But I practice, again, the compression methods. And the compression method is composed of either sleep deprivation or 4 or 5 hours of meditation per day. So it's going to exhaust your spirit. And typically when it exhausts my spirit, I move on to another goal. And that's not the thing you want to do. Here's the secret that will dynamically manifest what you want. As I said, I'll always forget this. My mates remind me, and when they remind me, I see magical results. Here's the secret. When you're doing the compression method, it's very intense. Stop for at least 3 days. I would say 4 days. 4 days, for at least 4 days. Clear your mind and do nothing. Now, I studied chess, and there were great chess champs that say they would study very, very hard for a chess competition. But 24 to 48 hours before the competition, they would do nothing in relation to chess. They would clear their minds. And then when they go into the chess competition, they would rock it. That is the secret. When you do the compression method of visualizing what you want, or meditating and chanting, and then you clear your mind and let it go for at least 4 days, when you come back to it, you're going to see it manifest instantaneously. You're going to see results right away. It happened to me because I was doing intense meditations on something recently, and I had no choice but to let it go because I had to get involved in something else. And then when I came back to it, things blew up. I was like, whoa, money coming here, things are coming here, this is working out. I'm like, what happened? And my mate was like, remember, if you give it 4 days of where you're not thinking about it or doing anything in relation to it, it's going to manifest. Because you see, it's like a muscle. If you go to the gym and you're constantly working out, let me see something here. Is that, okay. Now the woman in the hospital gave me a needle, and I told her don't give me a needle there, and she did anyway, and it looks like it swelled up. Anyway, so when you go to the gym and you're working out and you're working out and you're working out, you're destroying the old muscle. You're breaking things down, so you can build new muscles and make yourself stronger. But if you continually just working out, you'll never give the new muscle opportunity to develop. Same with the brain. If you're meditating on something, you just keep meditating, you won't build those new synaptic connections. You just constantly keep breaking connections down. So when you go hardcore and then you stop, then the muscles start to regenerate. Then the synaptic connections start to regenerate, and that creates a new reality that manifests the thing that you want now. But you can't keep breaking it down. You can't keep meditating. You can't keep working out. There has a point to where you come and you stop and you clear your mind of everything and you let the universe handle it. And then that new synaptic connections will start to form. The dendrites, it's called dendrites. They'll start to form and connect with each other. And then that connection forms a new matrix, a new neural network that forms a new reality for you. And then you're like, whoa, things are popping. It's popping. That's the secret. It's the secret of doing nothing. It's doing the hardcore work, the compression work, the real leg work. And then after 4 days period of letting it go, not thinking about it, then come back to it and seeing the amazing results. That's all you have to do. That is it. That is so simple. That's all you got to do. I'm not asking a lot here. You don't have to find some complicated mantra. Don't have to do some elaborate ritual. Don't have to travel to Africa for herbs. Don't have to do special time of the day or under a certain planetary alignment. So simple. Please remember to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and donate to the channel. Your donation will be greatly appreciated. I want to thank you all for tuning in today. This is Qesankh Ma'at Keperu, son of Ma'at Tahuti. Ma'at is the beautiful goddess Heteru. Until my next video, I'm in Ra.